Hi. It's always a pleasure. How are you? Yeah? Good. So I've just got you in today for a basic ear cleaning, is that right? Okay. You been having any issues? No? No deafness, itchiness, pain? No. Okay. That's simple enough. Let's have a quick look. I'll just go from, I'll do one ear and then the other. Yeah, I can see you've got a bit of dry skin. These in a fold. You're pretty prone to that, aren't you? Yeah. Bit of dirt. Oily residue build up. Nothing too bad. Bit of debris here, the entrance of your ear canal. Let's have a look at the back here. Again, a bit of flaky skin. Okay. I think it'll be pretty bog standard cleaning. I think what I'll do is I'll use obviously one tool at a time. I'll work on the exterior and then work my way in. Yeah, just a little bit of dirt and skin. That's not too bad, okay. Let's start with the rough sponge. I like to use this first because it does sometimes, even though it's good at getting rid of the flaky skin and kind of surface level dirt, it does sometimes leave also a bit of a residue itself, like some fluff basically. So I like to use it first and then I'll use my prickly brush to brush away whatever the sponge leaves or that doesn't get itself. So, but it's particularly good at kind of scratching away that dry skin. Like I said, I'll just start with the exterior and the skin around the ear. So anyway, how have you been? Good. Yeah, how was your Halloween? Oh really? That sounds exciting. No, I've never been to one myself. Let's get the back here. How thick that skin is. No, I've never been to a Fright Night. It's something that I would like to do it, maybe one day. I had more opportunities to go when I was younger, but I think I was a bit apprehensive, obviously, when I was a child, but, I'm a proper adult now, so I always think that, what if someone gets violent? I know it's a bit morbid, but obviously we have kind of natural reactions to stressful situations. What is it? Fight or flight, freeze and fawn, I think. someone's natural instinct is to fight. I mean, I'm sure it does happen. I suppose you'll just get banned. I feel like it must be nerve-wracking and fun, but nerve-wracking for the actors that chase you around. People can be quite unpredictable. No, we didn't get any trick-or-treaters. It's kind of quite a quiet area. There's not a lot of kids, I don't think, to be fair. It's just quite a lot of old people, so it's always quite quiet around here. Yeah, I watched some films. I watched that film Companion with Sophie Thatcher and that guy from The Boys. I don't know what his name is. It was good. I enjoyed it. I kind of knew what it was about because of social media. I think if you go into watching it without any context, it might have been a bit better, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I also watched Coraline again. I try to not watch it too often so that it doesn't become boring for me. I love stop motion so much. The thing that I like about it the most is that every time you watch it, I mean, I don't necessarily mean Coraline on its own, but any film that is made with stop motion, the more you watch it, the more that you notice other little details. My introduction to it was Aardman Studios, like Wallace and Gromit. Superb. Oh yeah, now everything's just a preparation for Christmas. It's my favourite time of year. Okay, now to brush away what the sponge has left behind. This is also good for getting rid of dry skin. Just works a little bit differently to the sponge. Let's get these inner folds. You treat them yourself, your ears. No, they're not particularly dirty or particularly clean in any way, but it's just a question. Yeah, I think it's a good idea to put cream on them. If you notice any dry patches, just try and avoid, their entrance of your ear canal. You don't really want to get any cream in there, even if it's natural. It can be quite a temperamental area, Same with any orifice. Let's get some of this dry skin off the back here. How are you getting on with that? Oh, really? I started Christmas shopping really early this year. I've pretty much got almost everything. I know. I get too excited. Apologies if you can hear my belly making weird noises. It always happens after I've eaten. Let's get that lobe. Did you dress up? Oh, that's fun. I think family costumes is cute. Well, yeah, I think these days people don't really always, it's not so much about dressing up as something scary, but just having fun and dressing up in general. I'm not mad about it. I just like dressing up in general anyway. Okay, let's go closer to the entrance. I know, it's that weird weather now, isn't it, where you have a day where it's bitterly cold and then it gets quite mild. But I'm enjoying seeing, the different colours on the trees and the leaves on the ground. It's a very beautiful time of year. sun's out and you can really see all the different shades of the leaves and how like the trees are kind of bare but also not completely bare. They make nice patterns of, you know, the shadows on the ground. Yeah, it's cool. How you doing? You comfortable? Good. Okay. Next up we have trusty cotton bud. And again I'm going to start on the skin around the ear. And this is good for collecting any kind of build-up of oil. Take it in those, in the folds of the ear. Putting your ear back a bit so I can reach this inner fold where a lot of oil tends to congregate. Making my way closer to the ear canal, behind the tragus, and at the very entrance. I know this bit's always a bit tickly. It's good for collecting any moisture, all that kind of stuff. I said it before, it's just, you know me, I like to be thorough. Twisting it around helps sometimes, I feel. Okay, I think this here is nice and clean. Let's get you turned around. And let's focus on the other one. Okay, let's start by having a little look. And again, you haven't been experiencing any discomfort on this side? No, okay. I think it's pretty much the same on this ear as the other, just a bit of dry skin, these inner folds, and a bit of oil build up, a bit of debris, dirt, but nothing too crazy. Let's have a look at the back. Yeah, bit of dry skin we can brush off, but there's no redness. No irritation, so that's good. Feels nice. Good flexibility. Yeah, this will be a nice, easy job. And then the canal looks pretty clear. Okay. Right, so just like before, I'm going to start with the rough sponge. I'll kind of dislodge any flaky skin and dirt, and then I can brush it off with the brush. Oh, of course, yeah, if you want to close your eyes, I will not be offended. You wouldn't be the first. It's a pretty relaxing procedure. I find it relaxing, you know, doing it myself, so yeah. Just ignore me if you hear me waffling on to myself. Nice outer shell, smooth out the skin. It's working up and down. A bit of a scratch on those inner folds. coming off nicely. Yeah, it doesn't so much as like collect it onto the sponge itself, it just dislodges it, but that's fine. That's what we have different tools for. Okay, let's get these in our folds. It can only go really where it can reach. It's a bit chunky, but it's better for more flat surfaces, but I still think it's worthwhile to kind of get a bit closer to the ear canal. No, I think it's a bit early for Christmas markets. They're usually around December time, aren't they? I do, but I find them to be quite overpriced and overcrowded. But I do like a mulled wine in the cold. I suppose it depends on where it is. But any kind of city centre or town centre or, you know, be quite busy. Because it's usually only for a limited amount of time. I have been to, what do they call it, Winter Wonderland in London. It is so expensive. It's nice if you want to just have a wander around. If you have loads of money, you know, you probably enjoy it a little bit more, but not for the average folk. It's always super busy as well. There might be times where it's a little less crowded, but even still, I don't know, I feel like maybe sometimes they have rides. I can't remember if there were any when I was there. It was quite a few years ago. I think I was with some friends and we were like, should we just leave it and go to the pub? Right. Let's get rid of this residue. Bit of fluff from the sponge. I don't know where it comes from really, I don't know. It just picks it up, but I keep everything, you know, in a box together, so I don't really know where the fluff comes from. There's nothing fluffy in the box, just my air cleaning tools. And everything's in packets, so I don't know. Maybe they come like that. I'll pull your ear forward a bit. Brush away this dead skin. And back of the lobe. You okay? Lovely. So let's start on these inner folds. This is really good for getting into those hotter reach places where the sponge doesn't reach. It's too early to put the tree up. Oh, the tree is up. I like it as a light, you know, as well. Plus, you know, Christmas season, it comes and goes so quickly. I like to try and drag it out as long as I can. Working my way a bit closer to my ear canal. Let's get behind the tragus. Don't forget that. Brush away some of this debris. It's not waxy, it's just being fun. And this is where it gets a bit ticklish. I know you're trying to relax and I keep talking. Just ignore me. Little circle. Dislodging debris, anything that doesn't need to be there. birds are being particularly loud today. They must be arguing. Apparently they do have names for each other. They give their young names. We do. Isn't that cool? I mean, I don't know that much about it, to be fair. And then last but not least, let's get some of this oil removed. I find they're good to use in like circular motions, and I don't roll it between my fingers. So it coats every side. And usually you only need to use one. It kind of helps on wastage, you know. Gotta save the planet and all that. Get the lobe. The outer shell. This little patch of skin that's just right at the top where your ear connects to your head. It's always a bit oily there. Obviously the back here. And behind the lobe as well, particularly gets a bit oily. It's just wherever the skin is touching, really. And then the little inner folds, these small little patches where it's hollow. Yeah, I don't mind it when it gets dark. It starts getting dark earlier and earlier. I find it quite cosy, to be fair. Yeah, and if you're lucky enough to have a fireplace or a wood burner, it's the ideal time, isn't it? Get even cozier. Get the fire on. Or go to a nice pub where there's a fire. Okay, so I go a little bit in. Behind the triggers. And then the entrance. Try not to delve in too deep. Don't want to push anything inwards. Not that there's anything I think that could be, but just in case. It's primarily focusing more on the exterior of the ear and then the entrance of the canal. Try not to go poking around in there if there's no reason to. Excessive cleaning can kind of irritate it a bit, so we want to avoid that. Okay, I'm just going to roll it between my fingers. Almost done, and then you can continue on with your day with lovely clean ears. Around and around. Nice and relaxed. I know some people get disappointed when we come to the end, but that's very nice to hear, to be fair. It means I've done a good job. But yeah, it's all squeaky clean. And I hope that you have a relaxing rest of your day, and that nothing stresses you out or spoils it. Okay. Well, as always, it's been a pleasure. I'll see you next time, and in the meantime, if you have any concerns or issues, you know where to find me.